everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we're finally at the finish line, almost, because today I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the most recent game in the franchise, Halo Infinite. And well, I've got to be honest, pretty similar to the last couple of games, thoughts-wise. Like, don't get me wrong, gameplay-wise it's been phenomenal. Story-wise, I wish it was a bit more fleshed out, because we also have that 6-month gap between the start of the game and then, of course, the main chunk. And, of course, we have all the stuff that happened since Halo 5, which, turns out, was covered in Halo Wars 2. However, going into this game, I didn't know that. So, yeah, that left me a bit confused. So that's on me. But the 6-month gap between the start of the game and the rest of it was pretty much left kind of blank. So I was a bit sad about that, to be honest. But what's happened since Halo 5? Well, the war with the AI kind of ended pretty quickly, it seems. Cortana is now gone, so that's a revelation and a half. And the galaxy has gone back to a relative state of peace, aside from the arrival of a new sect of the Covenant. Well, not exactly. The Banished, who it seems have kind of been forced out of the Covenant and have made their own army, led by Atriox, who died at the beginning of the game, and then Escharum, who we see throughout most of the game. But it turns out in the final cutscene, Atriox ain't dead. He was in the final cutscene, and I've got to be honest, between then, but the start of the game and the end, it's a really fun game. It plays really nicely. Very big change up from the rest of the franchise, because of course it's got that kind of recapture the ring mechanic, because Zeta Halo has already been destroyed, partly, by, turns out, Cortana. So that's pretty cool to see that she had one last thing to do before she got destroyed. And then, of course, we meet the new AI for Master Chief, Weapon, who I've got a very strange feeling is going to adopt the Cortana name going forward. Anyway, so we learn a little bits about Weapon and where she came from and what Chief was ordered to do. Well, once she shut down Cortana, she was meant to shut down herself, but didn't. So that's left a few question marks as to what happened there. But I've got to be honest, I really do like the game because, again, it's so different from the rest of the franchise because you have to recapture the ring from the Banished. And something that kept me very immersed was there was no cuts. Well, there was no, loading screens between missions because you travelled to the missions and they started just as you got there, which I thought was really cool. So there was no loading screens aside from when you had to travel a great distance, at which point you'd be watching Master Chief look out of the back of the Pelican piloted by Echo 216, or as we learned in the end of the game, Fernando Esparza. So the loading screens are also pretty immersive because you see the ring as you're flying over it, and you do see areas that you're familiar with. So it's not just they've loaded in random ring territory. It is the ring, which I think is really cool. And of course you've got to free some marine groups who have been captured by the Banished, but of course you do have the option to free them all. I'm still working on that. And there's these forward operating bases which the UNSC has set up, but have also been captured by the Banished, and your job also is to capture them. Those are the two main things you have to do. Well, not have to do, but those are the two main things you can do. There are some other things as well, such as high-value targets, which you can take out. Again, I'm still working on a lot of the post-game stuff, so I'm only going off the story here, really. But, yeah, so the story itself, it was good. I just wish we'd learned a bit more about how we got to where we are, other than, having to play a whole nother game to get there, which, again, I didn't know going into that, so that's kind of on me, but also, we had nothing. Just in case, there was no, oh, by the way, in case you didn't play Halo Wars 2, here's what happened. And I wasn't there, which I was quite annoyed about, but honestly, really like the game, gameplay-wise. Now, of course, as I always say, the music is on point. It's perfect. And I will say, there's one new game mechanic for Chief introduced into this game that I really do like, such as the jetpack in Halo 5. This time he has what's called the grapple shot, which is basically just a wrist-mounted grappling hook which makes traversal of the ring a hell of a lot easier because, I also forgot to mention, this game is kind of open world. Well, open ring, like, anything you see you can explore, which I think is really damn cool, unless it's a part of the ring that's been destroyed, because there are bits of... The ring is still fairly intact, but there are chunks missing, so you can't go to all of the ring, but quite a chunk of the ring you can visit, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, very few characters in this game, because, of course, the Infinity has been destroyed, so bye-bye Captain Lasky. Ouch. I was really hoping to see more of him, because he was building up to be quite a cool character, so I'm sad to see him go so unceremoniously. And of course, the only other characters you have, really, are Fernando Esparza, the Banished, so Escharum, and a Weapon. That's kind of it, really, for main characters in this game, so they've really stripped back the main characters. Of course, so yeah, that's kind of all that there is, really. There's, the story's well built, I just wish we had a bit more of how we got to this point from Halo 5, so, that's one minor grievance, which I hope will be rectified in the future. But gameplay-wise, this game is really fun. Would recommend checking it out, but obviously, the story mode, not perfect, but hey, can't be great every time. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my thoughts on Halo Infinite, the most recent game in the Halo franchise. So please, like the vid, sub to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link's down in the description, my button is down there. Please click those, then the bells, to get our notifications. Comment as well, because why the hell not, and let me know what you thought of Halo Infinite, and if you agree with anything I've said, or if you disagree with anything I've said. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. There'll be a link tree in the description, and of course there should be in a Stamcast tomorrow. I will let you know in tomorrow's Ask Car News, which won't be live because there's no F1 race this weekend, just heads up. But yeah, once you've done that too, please check out Roxanne's website. That'll be below the link tree in the description. And lastly, of course, please do share this video with all of your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video, and next Saturday for my ranking of all 8 Halo games. Goodbye!